My old story was, I'm not a fighter.
Right.
That was my old story, literally. So when I started with Ty, I've never really trained in boxing or any really fight training or MMA stuff. I've got a ton of friends who are like super hardcore boxers, super hardcore MMA fighters, like just dynamic. But I've never trained myself. I always kind of said, oh, that's for them. That's not me. And what I was doing was I was eliminating a few keys on the keyboard of life. Like there's 88 keys on a piano. How do we play all of them in our life? We have all these different abilities and all these different strengths. And a lot of times we only say, oh, I only play these keys on the keyboard. Well, I was eliminating some keys on the keyboard here in my life by saying I'm not a fighter. Because inside of us, neither was anyone else who's a great fighter now. They just trained for a long period of time. So I was scared I was gonna get the crap beat out of me. And I ended up even with the one, I did like one lesson before I went in there with Ty, thinking that would help. You know, it did, because I knew I could at least take a punch, probably. And then I literally got knocked down 3 times in the ring. Like the guy just clocked me, I went down. I got back up, round 2, clocked, knocked down again. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, this sucks, and I gotta go again. And the whole time, before even getting into the ring, I'm like freaking out, sweating, perspiring, stressing myself out about this fight that we had. Now, fast forward 18 months later, same event, same different, not the boxing ring, but even more intense. Like you're either on a mat wrestling, you're running through a gauntlet of guys just knocking you and hitting you and all kinds of crazy stuff. And it's a challenge, right? Totally different person showed up that time. I was a totally different person. The training had actually paid off what Ty and I had been doing, where I wasn't afraid of getting hit anymore. I wasn't afraid of taking a punch. I wasn't afraid of taking a kick. I wasn't afraid of getting hurt. And the cool thing that Ty teaches is fight training is only one aspect of your life, but everything you do and how you respond in intense pressure that you kind of have in fight training translates into every other area of your life. So how I showed up in that fight was different from before. I'm willing more now to collide with people than I was then, because Ty had taught me these principles, how to react under pressure. So how to breathe through the stress of life, how to move and not waste time, not waste energy by doing a bunch of extraneous activity just to do what is needed in that moment.